Hello guys, today I'm going to be explaining how I lost 200 and... No, actually I lost 750 million Bytecoins. Yeah, if you didn't watch the last video yet, just go watch that one that I explained how I lost 250 million Bytecoins. Because today I'm going to be explaining how I lost 750 million Bytecoins. So it's 3 times more than that. So since I made that video, I lost 500 million more Bytecoins in like a month. So here is what happened, guys. I already explained some stuff in my other video, so go watch it if you didn't yet. And I'm going to explain the rest now. So I'll take Growtopia as an example to explain the situation. So in Growtopia, getting world lock is super easy. You can just buy for 2,000 gems, and you know the amount of world locks in Growtopia never decreases. It always increases because nobody trash their world locks. They just buy from the store. It's not a big deal for them. It's just 2,000 gems. It's like 5 minutes of work for them. They just go to Breakford Gem World. They farm for 5 minutes and they're able to get their first world lock, even if they're a new player. Actually, we also have some stuff like that in Pixel Worlds, but you're not earning Bytecoins. You know, you just get gems, and nobody buys Bytecoins with gems. They just buy other stuff. So before we changed the currency to Bytecoins, everything was fine in Pixel Worlds. Items were rising naturally because the amount of world locks in game was increasing. But since they changed that to the currency to Bytecoins, the amount of Bytecoins never increased. Because let's say that you earn 500 Bytecoins a day by doing daily quests. It is like 15,000 Bytecoins a month. So each player earns an average of 15,000 Bytecoins in Pixel Worlds. And how many Bytecoins are you gonna spend? Like to taxes if you're playing card battles. When you bet, they also take taxes. When you go to secret base, you pay Bytecoins to play and you just get items, not pures. Other example is the most important one. It's Bytecoin store. Whenever they add a new item that costs over 10,000 Bytecoins, items are dropping again and again and again because so many people are buying these and the amount of Bytecoins are decreasing from the game, and when they decrease, it's being more difficult to find pures. So when it's more difficult to find pures, people are just selling their items for cheap. Like me, I was selling my pixie wings for like 21 million Bytecoins like 2-3 months ago, and now I have to sell it for like 5 million Bytecoins to get pures. Otherwise it's not possible for me to get any pures because nobody will want to buy. So I have to do cheap, and when I do cheap, other people who has dark pixie wings will do cheap as well, so it will drop the value even more. And because the buyers know that fact, they just won't spend their Bytecoins in order to get an item that costs a lot of Bytecoins because they know the fact it will drop anyway. And since the people who has big items are racing to sell it first, they just drop the value more and more. And this actually has good sides as well. For me, it's just full of bad sides because, you know, I'm a wealthy player in Pixel Worlds, and it kind of annoys me to see my wealth melting this bad. But the good sides are only for the new players and the medium average players. Yeah, medium average players also lost some Bytecoins, but new players, it is good for new players, guys, because getting like items like Dark Pixie Wings and Dracula Cape was impossible for a new player when the items were rising so fast, because Dracula Cape never dropped until 2 months ago. It was always increasing in the value, and it was not possible for a new player to obtain it because it was too expensive to get. You know, you were grinding like 1 million Bytecoins, and it was like rising 5-10 million Bytecoins, so it was never possible to catch up. And now it is possible to catch up because it is dropping all the time. Like Dracocate was like 80 million Bytecoins, right? Now it's like 20 million. Like the best buyer I know is someone called RC, and he's buying for 18 million Bytecoins only. So when you go to mining, you can just mine for a few months and get a Dracula Cape for yourself. Like this is funny, guys, but like the game is changing, so we all have to adapt it. Yeah, I am sad, but I'm not that mad at the item prices. It is good for new players, but it kind of sucks that they're not adding any updates for old players. Like, you know how you can get legendary items in Growtopia? You have to grind so much. I mean, it's not even possible for new players, but um, like, my idea is kind of utopic, but it is possible. Like, Pixel Worlds can add stuff like that for old players, so we can find a good way to get some new items. You know, the most expensive item that was added in last 2 years is not even cost. Like, it doesn't even cost, or does it? After 2020, we didn't have any item worth more than 1,000,000 Bytecoins. If we had, just let me know, but we didn't, guys. The most expensive item we had was, I think, Wings of the Deep. No, yeah, I mean, I think it was Dark Effect Mask. Yeah, Dark Effect Mask is like 750,000 Bytecoins or less, and so we didn't have any item worth more than 1,000,000 Bytecoin. And you know what I want, guys? I would see an item that we can go for. Like, you know how we have epic quests in Growtopia? You can get your own item. I mean, you sponsor it. Like, if we had something like that in Pixel Worlds, like, I would do nothing but just grind for it with multiple accounts, because that's what I want to see. I don't want to lose Bytecoins. I don't want to earn Bytecoins either. I just want to get some untradable items, or tradable, but just for myself. Or, you know, like, untradable items that everyone can get, but everyone who are wealthy can get. So this is what I want to see in Pixel Worlds. I hope we would see some updates for old players as well. So yeah, pretty much it. Bytecoin store and other stuff that cost us Bytecoins drops the item values, and also the fact that people are racing to sell their items faster before they drop even more. This is dropping the item values, and I highly doubt that they will rise again unless they add a dungeon where we can get some Bytecoins, like pure Bytecoins, instead of gems, or like secret base, like, you know how we get some clothes in secret base. So if we have a dungeon that we can earn in Bytecoins, like pures, everything will be solved. Anyway, guys, this was all I wanted to say. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.